Okay, now we will see the structures in the dissection. Okay, sagittal section. Okay, so first we will see the muscles of the mastication. So first muscle is the masseter. Okay, so here you can see the masseter muscle. Okay, so this is masseter muscle. Okay, that takes origin from the zygomatic arch. Okay, so this is zygomatic arch, this is masseter, and it is inserted into the lateral surface and the angle of the mandible. Okay, so it takes origin by three fibers: superficial fibers, middle fibers, and deep fibers. All the fibers, they blend in the anterior part. Okay, so this is the masseter muscle, and this is zygomatic arch, and this is the insertion of the masseter into the lateral surface of the mandible and the angle of the mandible. Okay, now we will see the second muscle of mastication, that is temporalis muscle. Okay, so here you can see clearly the temporalis muscle. So this is the fan shaped muscle, okay, that takes origin from the temporal region below the inferior temporal lines. Okay, fibers come downwards and they converge to form a tendon. Okay, so this is the tendon of the temporalis. Then this muscle is inserted into the coronoid process of the mandible. Okay, into the tip, anterior border, medial surface of the coronoid process of mandible. Okay, so this is temporalis muscle, that is the fan shaped muscle taking origin from the temporal fossa below the inferior temporal line. Fibers below converge to form a tendon that passes deep to the zygomatic arch and gets inserted into the coronoid process of mandible. Then by removing the masseter and cutting the zygomatic arch, we will see the inside of the temporal fossa. Okay, so in the contents of the temporal fossa, we have already seen in the PPT that contents are lateral pterygoid muscle, medial pterygoid muscle, mandibular nerve and its branches, maxillary artery and its branches. Okay, so here you can see the lateral pterygoid muscle above. Okay, so here lateral pterygoid muscle is there, and this is medial pterygoid muscle. Okay, medial pterygoid muscle. So lateral pterygoid muscle, it arises by two heads, upper head and lower head. Upper head takes origin from the infratemporal surface of the greater wing of the sphenoid, and lower head takes origin from the lateral surface of the medial pterygoid plate. Okay, and it gets inserted into the anterior part of the anterior surface of the neck of the mandible. Then medial pterygoid muscle. Okay, so this is medial pterygoid muscle. So you can see over your fibers, medial pterygoid muscle. It also takes origin by two heads, superficial head and deep head. Okay, superficial head takes origin from the tuberosity of the maxilla, and deep head takes origin from the medial surface of the pterygoid muscle. Then fibers run backwards and downwards, and they are inserted into the medial surface of the ramus of the mandible and the angle of the mandible, just behind the mandibular foramen and the mylohyoid nerve, mylohyoid groove. So this is medial pterygoid, lateral pterygoid. Now we will try to see the branches. Okay, so this is the external carotid artery. Okay, so you can see here the curtain. So this is external carotid artery. So behind the neck of the mandible, it divides into its terminal branches, that is superficial temporal and maxillary artery. Okay, so this here you can see the maxillary artery. Okay, so behind the neck, it divides into two: superficial temporal, it passes upwards to supply the temple, and maxillary artery, it supplies the, or it enters the infratemporal fossa here, and it is divided into three parts by the lateral pterygoid muscle. First part, that lies between the neck of the mandible up to the lower border of the lateral pterygoid, and then second part lies superficial to the lateral pterygoid, and the third part, it enters the pterygopalatine fossa through the pterygomaxillary fissure. Okay, then we will see the try to see the mandibular nerve. Okay, so mandibular nerve, it arises, it is the mixed nerve that has a larger sensory root and a smaller motor root. Okay, sensory root, it arises from it is derived from the trigeminal ganglion, and motor root, it directly comes from the pons, and both the roots, they enter the infratemporal fossa from the middle cranial fossa through the foramen ovale, and just below the foramen ovale, these two roots, they unite to form the trunk of the nerve. Okay, then after a short course, this trunk, it again immediately divides into two branches, that is anterior and posterior branches. Okay, anterior branch is short and posterior branch is large. So from the trunk, it gives off two branches, that is nerve to the medial pterygoid and meningeal branch, that is nervus spinosum. Okay, that enters through the foramen spinosum along with the middle meningeal artery. Then from the anterior branch, there comes the three motor branches and one sensory branches, and from the posterior division, it gives off three sensory branches. Okay, but the inferior alveolar nerve, it carries motor fibers for the mylohyoid nerve. Okay, now we will try to see the branches of the posterior division. Okay, so this is the inferior alveolar nerve. Okay, inferior alveolar nerve along with the inferior alveolar artery. Okay, now this inferior alveolar nerve, it runs downwards, forwards below the lower border of the lateral pterygoid, and it enters into the mandibular foramen. Okay, then it runs through the substance of the mandible. Okay, so you can see over here, it is running through the body of the mandible through a canal that is called as mandibular canal. Okay, so this is the mandibular canal through the substance of the mandible. Okay, so you can see over here inferior alveolar nerve running through the mandibular canal along with its vessels. Okay, so this is inferior alveolar vessel. Okay, just entering before the mandibular foramen, it gives a branch that carries the motor fibers to the mylohyoid muscle. So this is mylohyoid nerve. Okay, so this is mylohyoid nerve. Then just in front of the inferior alveolar nerve, you will see the lingual nerve. Okay, so this is the lingual nerve. Okay, that supplies the general sensation to the anterior two-thirds of the tongue. Okay, then in the posterior border of the lingual nerve is joined by the chorda tympani nerve. Okay, we will try to see the chorda tympani nerve. Okay, so this is chorda tympani nerve. Okay, so this chorda tympani nerve is the branch from the facial nerve. Okay, that joins the lingual nerve from its posterior part. Okay, so these are the nerves and vessels that we can identify in the infratemporal fossa. So in contents, we have identified the lateral pterygoid, medial pterygoid. Okay, so these are the fibers of the lateral pterygoid and medial pterygoid. Then in vessels, we have identified the external carotid artery. Okay, and then here there is maxillary artery that passes behind the neck of the mandible. Then we have seen the branches from the posterior division of the mandibular, that is inferior alveolar nerve and lingual nerve. Okay, one more nerve is there, that is auriculotemporal nerve. Okay, that is the sensory branch. Okay, so remember, try to identify in lingual nerve, inferior alveolar nerve, and the two muscles, that is lateral pterygoid muscle, that is the key muscle of the infratemporal region, and medial pterygoid muscle. Okay, so these are the muscles of the mastication. So you have seen masseter, that is present, that takes origin from the zygomatic arch, and it is inserted into the lateral surface of the ramus and the angle of the mandible. Then you have seen the temporalis muscle here, that is the fan shaped muscle that is inserted into the coronoid process. Okay, then we have seen the lateral pterygoid muscle. Okay, lateral pterygoid muscle that is inserted into the anterior part of the neck of the mandible. Then we have seen the medial pterygoid muscle that is inserted into the medial surface of the ramus of the mandible behind the mandibular foramen and mylohyoid groove. Okay, so these are the structures in the infratemporal fossa. Thank you.